Well, hello everybody. Pastor Vicki here with you once again with Pastor John. We are starting a whole new sermon series called Life Leadership.
Yeah.
So help us understand how we are all leaders.
Yeah, I think that's the fun part of this series, is that it's really kind of reminding all of us that we all are leaders. And sometimes we have some hesitancy or some doubt or maybe even a disagreement with that statement and say, well, I'm not that person that's up front doing this, or I'm not the one that's in charge of this or leading this endeavor. And the reality is that's just one kind of leadership. We have a lot of different ways of looking at it. But what I really like here is that we're reminding ourselves that God has a call on each and every one of our lives. And a part of that call is indeed leadership. But the way that I like to think of it for this series especially is that old phrase, lead by example.
Oh, that's a good one.
We teach our kids that all the time. We want them to, model certain behavior so other people can join in or things like that. So when we're talking about our call on our life for Christ, a big part of that is that we, as Christians, as disciples of Christ, lead by the example that Christ modeled and showed us. So really, if you think about it that way, we have opportunities to be a leader in everything that we do, no matter where we are.
Yeah. So, all right. So what does that leading by example look like for us to start thinking about that this week in the 168?
Yeah, and again, obviously it's going to be so different for all of us, but what I would love to see us do this week as like our Discover Verb, that's the whole point of this. I would maybe just even start taking some intentional time this week to actually write out either the different opportunities or the different places that you have that you're like, I guess I didn't really realize it, but I am a leader. I have an opportunity to lead in this. It could be workplaces. It could be where you find yourself with your time, but it's also in relationships. Who are the relationships that God has entrusted you with or brought into your proximity where you can really focus on that and make a list of not only the opportunities you have, but the ways that maybe God is challenging or reminding or encouraging us this week to be a leader. What is it that he wants us to exemplify into that place, into that relationship that reflects his love, his mercy, and his grace into the world?
Yeah, I think that's great. Lead by example.
Yeah.
That's something that we all can do, no matter our career field or relationship status or friendships. We can all lead by example.
Amen.
So there you go. This month in our series Life Leadership, we are going to explore how we lead by example in the 168 hours of the week in our own life. So think about that. Take time to see where God's calling you to lead by example in your own life. And we'll get back to you next week. So have a great week. See you in worship.